I'm Carson Vincent.
I'm Xavier Parker.
And you're listening to The Den. We're here with Brad Leach, our CTE director. Give us a little introduction about yourself.
Brad Leach. I'm the Career and Technical Education, or CTE Director for DeKalb County High School and DeKalb County School System. I've been in the system for 28 years as a teacher and director, and it's good to be with you guys today.
So, to my understanding, this year is your first year as being solely a CTE director. So, in previous years, you were both a teacher, and then were you also still considered the CTE director?
I was, yes. I was engineering teacher, STEM teacher, and also CTE director. I've been CTE director now for about 22 years.
So how'd you find yourself becoming a CTE director?
Well, I guess it all started back in college. Even back in high school, I started taking industrial studies classes, vocational classes, and really enjoyed those, and I've always really enjoyed vocational programs, period. And as I went on into college, I got interested in it even more, and that's what I ended up getting my Bachelor's of Science degree in, was industrial technology. And it's just kind of evolved from there. It's been a great run too. I really enjoyed it. I still enjoy doing vocational things on the side, such as woodworking, metalworking, things of that nature.
How do you collaborate with local businesses and industries to ensure that the CTE programs align with workforce needs?
I do that in a number of different ways. One is I use the Chamber of Commerce and all the businesses and industries that are there. We have constant communication. I'm always meeting with the Chamber. I'm also a member of the Chamber. I'm on the board of directors now for the Chamber of Commerce here in DeKalb County. I talk with them a lot about the changes and the needs for what workers need to be and what we need to do as a high school to train students in order to work. I also have a CTE advisory council and a regional advisory council where we're constantly meeting with people and industries and businesses, not only locally but regionally, to see what the needs and the changes are in industry, and again, what we need to do in order to train students to get out and to go on to either post-secondary or go out into the world of work and be successful.
Could you provide maybe an overview of all the different classes we have to offer, CTE wise, here at the high school?
I'll try to, if I can remember them all. Of course, we have audiovisual. We have automotive or maintenance and light repair. We have metals and machining. We have construction, carpentry, health science. We also have culinary arts. We have mechatronics and industrial maintenance. We have agriculture, criminal justice, marketing and management, and then personal finance. And teaching as a profession, human services, and I believe I've covered them all. If I haven't, I apologize to those teachers. But I think cosmetology. We also have the cosmetology program. How could I forget that? And I believe that's it. I believe that's our program. We have a lot of good programs here. We have a lot of programs to offer here at DeKalb County High School, especially for our size school. We've really, all of the teachers and we've all worked hard to try to get all these programs in, to have some good programs, some good quality programs that really teach students how to be successful out there in the world of work.
How do you measure the effectiveness of your CTE programs and how they affect the outcomes on your students? Because, for example, in the last few years, we've had a few new programs. How do you ensure that those programs are representing the work that they entail?
Through our CTE advisory, regional advisory, we get feedback from them. We also do a follow-up report on students to see where they wind up after they get out of high school. After a year, we do this follow-up report to see, is a student working? Do they go into the world of work? Do they go into post-secondary, whether it be a 4-year, 2-year, or technical school? We use that tracking to kind of give us an idea of our programs. We also look at post-secondary schools And a lot of our post-secondary, we're aligned with dual enrollment classes, and we actually look at the curriculum and align our curriculum with their curriculum to make sure that we're teaching effectively what the standards that need to be taught.
I guess going into like where like you like go and visit people and stuff. Could you maybe share some like stories or like notable achievements students have participated in like with your programs in CTE?
Well, looking at our work-based learning program, that's probably where I get a good measure is when I go out into industry and businesses and see, and talk to the work-based learning supervisors and getting feedback from them about how students are, how they're working, how are they showing up to work, are they doing a good job while they're there. And I get real positive feedback from supervisors in our work-based learning program, and that's a good measure of how our students are doing as far as the world of work.
What kind of advice would you give to future CTE directors and CTE teachers that they handle the students head on? What advice would you give them to ensure that the quality of these programs is maintained?
Well, I guess the best piece of advice I could give is keep current with industry and business. Make sure that you talk to them constantly to get their feedback on what they're wanting and what they're needing, because we know industry changes about every day. And that's really not an exaggeration with the technology today. Keeping up with that, also keeping in close contact with your post-secondary institutions, making sure that the curriculum you're teaching here is a robust curriculum, and it is in line with the post-secondary education as far as what we're teaching here matches up, and we'll kind of make a good mainstream from the high school into a post-secondary.
So with the work-based learning, I myself am a student that participates in work-based learning. How do you think that work-based learning helps to contribute to students?
Well, I think it gives them an idea to take things that they've learned here and apply it to the world of work. I think the other thing is it teaches students self-discipline. It teaches them to be structured. It teaches them to be on time. It teaches them to be able to take a task and complete it. I think work-based learning is one of the very important things that we have here for students to give them an idea of what the world of work is really like. Like I say, I get positive feedback from our workforce for students, and I think it's been a very beneficial program for students.
I guess looking into the future, like, do you see like the CTE program like expanding as far as like classes, like more available stuff?
Well, right now we're at capacity. We're limited because of space. What I usually look at is, as I get feedback from business and industry, I try to keep our programs current and up to date. It may be a means of changing a program possibly, or looking at taking out a program and putting one in. I really don't like to do that, but right now we're pretty well limited on what we can do because of rooms and space. But I'm always open to, like I say, to listen to business and industry, and if they see a need for something, trying to get that program in the best that I can.
Well, that wraps up our questions for the Den. Thank you for coming down here and talking to us, Mr. Leach.
Well, thank y'all for having me out. I really appreciate it. It's kind of good to be able to do this podcast.
Thank you to our listeners for, of course, listening. I'm Carson Vincent.
And I'm Xavier Parker.
And we're signing off.